What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna stop. I thought Lil Bird was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Van Zandt's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Hello. What's going on, y'all? It's been a long day. I am tired. I just want to sleep. Nevertheless, I am here. Welcome to Roll Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27. I am here to do what we do throughout the week, which is supply you with news, information, politics, and all of the such. Y'all, I'm tired, y'all. I just want to listen. I had a long day at work. I had to wake up real early, start work real early. Had a long day at work. Then I had to sneak some time during work to try to get some production done for this show. Nevertheless, we're here. Y'all don't come here to hear me complain and talk about me being tired. Y'all come here to get news, stories, politics, information. And we're going to do that with fervency and zeal. Okay? I truly hope that you are having a terrific Tuesday. I hope you're having a tantalizing Tuesday. I hope it's going better than mine. Anyway, let me say hey to y'all, and then we can go ahead and get this party started. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna say hey to y'all. We're gonna get this party started and go from there. Hey, Janae, what's going on? Felicia, what is up? Hey, Demetria, how are you today, my love? Hey, Jocelyn, what's up? Cassandra, how are you? Hey, Fran, have y'all recovered from Mardi Gras down in Louisiana yet? Fran, have y'all recovered yet? I know it's been a week, but sometimes it take a week to recover from Mardi Gras. Has Louisiana recovered from Mardi Gras yet? Hey, Tamra. Hey, crazy homebody girl, Lady Libra, what is going on? You going into the clouds? Okay. Nobody tell you to go into no clouds. You can sit down here with us. Listen, y'all. I need y'all to, I need y'all energy. I need y'all's energy today. I need all of your energy today, okay? Because I just ain't got none. Hey, Marty. Antonio, what is going on? Complex 613, it is good to see you, my love, my dear, my doll. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bro? What is Rosandra? Rosanda, how are you? Now look who decided to come out of hiding. Now where you been, Ronald? We've been missing you. You done been skipping class. Who done been wetting your whistle so much so that you can't come to class? We miss having you over here, sir. You been all right? You been all right? Um, so I am my goal is either tomorrow or Thursday. It's probably gonna be Thursday. We'll be ready to make an official announcement. Either tomorrow or Thursday. Yes. So that means I got a lot of work to do between now and then. We still love you, Ronald. We forgive you. We love you. You know what I'm saying? We was looking like, well, what we did. We ain't did nothing. You're in the 10 this year, but your folks are still recuperating. Okay. Um, a good friend of mine, well, two good friends of mine, both of them used to be presidents of the Zulus, and I haven't been in a few years. I haven't been since the pandemic, but they were like, "Yeah, you got to come back." So I told them I might go next year. They said they can give me some VIP tickets to the Zulu ball. So if I can get VIP tickets to the Zulu ball, then I'm here for it. Yeah. Now listen, I will say this. Do not expect me to provide coverage, live coverage, I should say, of the State of the Union. I'm going to watch it and endure it so that you don't have to. And tomorrow on Twitch, remember tomorrow we're only on Twitch. Tomorrow on Twitch, we'll discuss it. But I don't think anybody outside of people that cover this stuff like I do should have to be bothered with the fuck shit that's about to happen tonight. Because it's going to be fuck shit and fuckery. I'm not going to even watch it live. Technically, I'm going to be probably on a panel with Darren Green and Medusa talking about Potomac and Married to Medicine. And we're supposed to be on Darren's channel tonight. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. And then I'll watch it afterwards and I'll have a recap for y'all tomorrow. But I don't think anybody should have to endure it. I'm just saying. You have no plans to watch? Child, don't waste your time. Hey, Catherine Powell. Catherine Powell. Hello, Catherine. You ain't tell us if you're gonna come with us to New York, ma'am. Are you coming with us to New York August 7th through the 10th? Now I'm gonna have details later this week. Is it your plan to come and you know party with us in August? Because the people we want to see you, Catherine. Are you coming to New York? That's right up the street from you. It don't take you that long to get to New York. You can come out and be with us. We gonna have a good time on the class field trip. Hey Terrence, what's good, bro? Um, yeah, Terrence, don't watch it. See, because I have to cover this fuck shit. Um, I ugh, I have to endure it and then be able to come back and tell y'all about it tomorrow. So don't waste your time. Um, so you coming? Does that mean you coming to New York August 7th through the 10th? Catherine? Terrence said he already coming. Hey, Karen. Terrence and Janae already coming. I'll have hotel information out shortly. Um, all right. You know it is. You know it is. That's why I say don't waste your time. Just, child. I'm gonna have to. I have to endure this. Um. So anyway, let's put a shout out in the chat. Let me know you're ready to get this party started. I got a lot to do, y'all. I got to do the stuff for the field trip. I got to do stuff for red, blue, and black. I just got a lot of shit to do. Anyway, hey, Cymera. Cymera, are you coming on the field trip? I know my girl Quake coming. Quake, you coming to the field trip in August? At any rate, child, I pull up my goddamn, I pull up, child, and who's the first person that comes up? Goddamn 4 for 4. Goddamn 4 for 4. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, if y'all ready, I'm ready. Child, let me close my computer. Let me turn my computer on. Not my computer, my phone. Dear God, because yeah, this is not good. Hey, Tanya Boo. Yes, Quake. We have a field trip August 7th through the 10th, New York. We've been talking about it. I'll have all details later this week. Yes, we've been talking about it. Get your calendars in order. Yes. No, not the awards. The awards are in Houston in June. I'm talking about the class field trip to New York City, August 7th through the 10th. Details to come later this week, either tomorrow or Thursday, whenever I can finalize this stuff. I guess I better do it Thursday because tomorrow we're on Twitch only tomorrow. So I probably need to do it Thursday so that it could be on both Twitch and YouTube. Hey Tracy W. Hey Cajun. What's going on? All right, if y'all ready, I'm ready. Let's start by learning some stuff as we always do during the month of February. And y'all know why. It's because
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black.
we black, y'all. We black, y'all. We blackety black. We black, y'all. So, we haven't put it out yet. I'll put it out later this week once I finalize everything. I'm almost done finalizing. Quick, I'm just getting all the things in order. All right. Now, today, our first Black History moment starts with us learning the story of one Mr. Samuel P. Massey. Samuel P. Massey. We will start by learning the story of Samuel P. Massey. All right. Born on July 3rd, 1919 in North Little Rock, Arkansas, Samuel Proctor Massey was one of the few African American scientists to work on the Manhattan Project during World War II. He later became a distinguished professor of chemistry. Massey graduated from Dunbar High School in Little Rock at the age of 13. At age 18, he earned his bachelor's in science and was summa cum laude from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 1937. With a scholarship from the National Youth Administration, he earned a master's degree in chemistry at Fisk University in 1940 when he was only 21 years old. Did I mention the fact that he graduated from high school at 13? And I should probably back that up. He graduated from Dunbar High School in Little Rock at 13 years old. Let me get back to the story. Massey said his desire to find a cure for his father's asthma spurred him to become a chemist. As he neared the completion of his doctorate in chemistry at Iowa State University in 1942, Massey lost his draft deferment. When he was about to be drafted in his home state of Arkansas, his major professor at Iowa State, Henry Gilman, who was already working on the Manhattan Project, assigned Massey to his research. Massey performed his research at Iowa State University from 1942 to 1946, where he helped in the development of uranium isotopes for the atomic bomb. In 1946, Massey completed his doctorate in organic chemistry at Iowa State University and accepted a one-year position at Fisk before becoming a member of the faculty at Langston University in Oklahoma. While there, he worked to transform his department, and by 1953, he was not only a full professor and chair of his department, but also president of the Oklahoma Academy of Science. Massey was the first African American to hold this distinguished post. In 1953, he returned to Fisk, and while there, he convinced the American Chemical Society to hold their national meeting at the university. This was the first time a historically Black institution had ever hosted a major scientific meeting. By the early 1960s, Massey had held leadership positions at the National Science Foundation in Washington, D.C., and at Howard University. From 1962 to 1966, Massey was president of North Carolina Central College, now North Carolina Central University at Durham, North Carolina. In 1966, President Lyndon Johnson appointed Massey to the faculty of the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, where he became the first African American professor at the institution. He engaged in some of the most significant work of his career while at the Naval Academy. Massey also created the Academy's Black Studies program. He retired from the Academy in 1993. Samuel Proctor Massey is noted for his work on drugs to combat cancer, mental diseases, malaria, meningitis, and herpes. He received a patent for work he did combating gonorrhea. In 1947, Massey married Gloria Bell Tompkins, whom he met while they were students at Fisk University. She later became a psychology professor. The couple had 3 sons. Massey was also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity and Sigma Pi Phi, better known as Boule. He served in many positions in both organizations from 1988 to 1990. In 1998, Massey was named one of the 75 greatest chemists of all time, along Marie Curie, George Washington Carver, Linus Pauling, and DNA pioneers James Watson and Frank Crick by the journal Chemical and Engineering News. Samuel Proctor Massey died in Laurel, Maryland on April 10th, 2005, at the age of 85. And that is the storied life of Samuel P. Massey, famed pioneer in chemistry. I knew about his work on the Manhattan Project. I did not know and didn't realize he had also at one point been president of North Carolina Central. I did not know that. We always, that's why we have these Black History moments where we learn about these people who had done all of these great things that they just don't teach us about in school, because they only think there are 5 Black people worth learning about in school. Our next Black History moment comes with the story of the first the first hospital for African Americans. The Georgia Infirmary was the first hospital for African Americans built in the United States. Chartered on December 24th, 1832, quote, for the relief and protection of aged and afflicted Africans, end of quote. It was established by the Georgia General Assembly and funded by a $10,000 grant from the estate of Thomas F. Williams, a local merchant and minister. Today, the institution is known as the Adult Center Georgia Infirmary, and is part of St. Joseph's Candler Health Network. Mistreatment and poor living and working conditions often left slaves in prematurely bad health. Excuse me. And many were cast out by their owners when they were no longer able to work. Williams's grant, as well as proposals from the state of Georgia to take on the care of old and unwell slaves while recouping the cost from slaveholders, contributed to the impetus for the creation of the hospital. The infirmary was built 10 miles south of Savannah, Georgia, on a 50-acre parcel of land donated by Richard F. Williams, the brother and executor of Thomas F. Williams' estate. Richard F. Williams was elected as the first president of the hospital's board of trustees. Upon the infirmary's opening, the state government provided $20 per patient a year. The original site proved unpopular for both trustees and patients. Most of the latter were from the city, and the hospital was inconveniently distant for them, while the trustees wanted a site they could more closely supervise. In 1838, the infirmary was moved to its present day location, a mile from Savannah on Lincoln Street, on Lincoln Street and White Bluff Road, known today as Bull Street. These 14 acres included single story buildings and farm tracts. It was advertised as being well equipped, having competent nurses, comfortable beds, well ventilated wards, extensive pleasure grounds, and a good dietary department. The hospital's operation was disrupted during the Civil War and Emancipation, but in 1870, 12 new trustees convened, and the hospital received a $10,000 donation from Edward Paddleford. The following year, the Savannah City Council was notified the infirmary would once again be admitting patients. In 1904, the infirmary was among the first in the nation to train Black nurses. During the 1940s, it was expanded to meet demand from a rapidly growing population moving to Savannah to work in shipyards and production plants, meeting orders for World War II. Because of the growing number of Black war workers, the federal government, for the first time, provided $695,000 in assistance, including a wing with 89 beds, 5 pediatric cribs, an incubator, x-ray, surgical and kitchen equipment, and a heating plant. In 1974, the infirmary was renamed the Adult Day Center. It now provides care and rehabilitation for stroke patients as part of St. Joseph Candler Healthcare Network. And that's the story of the first hospital for African Americans in this country. And that, again, was in 1832. Remember, they first started bringing us over here in 1619. So you're talking more than 200 years where if Black people got sick, infirmed, there was no hospital that would admit you. And any care you got was because someone, at least in the South, I should say, because someone may have been trying to um, help you get healed so you can get back out there in the fields and stuff like that. So, again, that is the story of the Georgia Infirmary, the first hospital for African Americans. Those are our Black History moments of the day. And now it's time for us to talk about our primary season. Hey, DPG, what's going on? So, listen, a week from today, Texas, which already has started early voting, they have their primary. Arkansas has their primary, and North Carolina also, who has started early voting, has their primaries. I'm going to go over to Arkansas today. Not Arkansas, I'm sorry. I'm going over to North Carolina today. So, there are some key races over in North Carolina that we certainly need to pay attention to. Now, we already highlighted the Senate seat that's being vacated by Senator Tom Tillis, and that seat is expected. The primary, I should say, the Democratic primary for that is expected to go to former Governor Roy Cooper, and he will be in a race. Although I think he has a great chance of winning that seat, but he'll be in a race against whoever comes out of the Republican primary. It looks like Michael Watley is the front runner on the Republican side for that primary. But there are some state legislative positions that I want to highlight. Over in North Carolina Senate District 26, okay? And I'll look this up. Hold on, I'll tell you where it is. So what just happened here? What just happened here? Sorry. So it's in the northern part of North Carolina. Rockingham County is in that district. All of Rockingham County, I should say, and parts of Guilford County um, are in that district. It is historically, in the last several cycles, it has been a heavy Republican district. However, the in 2024, that district was won by about 16,000 votes, which in a district that has um they had 125,000, roughly 124,000 people vote. 16,000 votes is doable. Okay. Now, with the current climate in North Carolina State Senate 26th district, in the current climate, it is absolutely winnable. This is a seat that can be flipped and help you perhaps be one of the seats that we can flip in North Carolina to get them their state senate back. So that's a district. If you are in North Carolina Senate District 26, I would certainly make sure go do your homework, get up to speed on the candidates there, so that you can vote your conscience there. There's another seat in North Carolina, the State Court of Appeals, seat 1. This is a judge. This is an election for a judge seat. Okay. Now, there's a Democratic judge that's the incumbent, and he's going to defend his seat against a Republican in November. However, there are primaries on both the Democratic side and the Republican side, even though the incumbent is a Democrat. We expect the incumbent to win. John Arrowwood is the Judge John Arrowwood. However, this is going to be a hotly contested race come November. So we have to keep an eye on this if you're in North Carolina. And this is for the State Court of Appeals. Why is this important? Because oftentimes when the conservatives, the right, the federal government, MAGA nuts, when they put these draconian laws in place and they're sued, they oftentimes lose when they first get to the district or the state court judges. It's when they get to these appeals or the appellate level, I should say, a lot of times is when they see wins. The conservative side, the people who want to do all of these um, ultra draconian, ultra conservative laws, these fascist and authoritarian laws that they want to put in place, it's often the appellate level where they find victories because they find judges that are willing to side with them. So we certainly need this seat to stay Democrat. There's the first congressional district that's having a hotly contested Republican primary. I'm not going to focus on that because when I looked into that district, it was a very heavy, heavy. It did not look like there that if a Democrat ran in that district that they could win. It did not appear that that could be a winnable race. However, I disagree. They've tried to gerrymander this district, but this district is traditionally a black belt district. But when they gerrymandered it, they tried to gerrymander it to remove the black vote. And so this district runs just east of Raleigh, Durham. Um, this district runs just east of Raleigh, Durham. And so I believe the pundits are saying it's not winnable. I disagree. So if you are in this district, um, which comprises, I'm going to tell you which counties right now. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Okay. It includes Beaufort County, Bertie County, Camden County, Carteret County, Craven County, Chowan County, um, Currituck County, Dare County. It's a bunch of counties, y'all. Edgecombe County, Hyde County, Gates County, Granville. There are a bunch of counties here that are included in this particular district because it's such a big district. Where did I leave off? Dare County, Edgecombe County, Hyde County, Gates County, Granville County, Halifax County, Hertford County, Martin County, Nash County, Northampton County, Pamlico County, Pasquotank County, um, Perkins County, Tyrrell County, Vance County, Warren County, Washington, and Washington County. I'm going to show you what this map looks like because y'all thinking like, now El Teddy, that's a lot of counties you call it out. But when you look at the area that it takes up, see if I can pull this up over here. All of this shaded area is that first district. So you're talking from the border with Virginia all the way to the ocean. Then they carve out all of this here. So as you can see, it's a lot of area, a lot of rural areas. And so what they tried to do was when they gerrymandered this district, they did it. If you notice, it's just on the outskirts of Durham, but this used to include parts of Raleigh, Durham, the original first congressional district. These are also a lot of black rural districts. It's not just white rural districts, but there are black rural districts. Okay. Some of the larger cities are Elizabeth City, Goldsboro, Henderson, Rocky Mount, Roanoke Rapids, and Wilson. Those are some of the larger districts there. So wanted to highlight that district. I think I had one more big race. Yes, and that is the 4th congressional district. There's a Democrat, a very heavily contested 4th congressional district in North Carolina. Now, this district has Chapel Hill. This district also has Durham in this district. It is a very big blue district. I'm going to tell you that even somebody like Clay Aiken, yes, that Clay Aiken, the singer Clay Aiken, he is even running in this district. It's that blue. Like I said, it includes Chapel Hill, it includes all of Durham, it does not include Raleigh, but it does include Pittsboro and parts of Fuquay, North Carolina. Very blue district. Although it is a large white population, it's a very progressive white population because of Durham and Chapel Hill. You're talking a lot of college educated people there. It's about 20% black there. There's a lot of people running in this race. It includes Chatham County, Durham County, Orange County, and Wake County. Those are all of the districts. In the 2024 election, Kamala Harris won that district by almost 50 points, by more than 45 points. So it's a heavy blue district. A lot of people running in this race. Lot heavily contested. So you have you're running the gamut of people that you can elect from the conservative or centrist Democrat all the way to the uber progressive. They're saying that Durham County Commissioner Nida Alam or Alam Allam is the front runner for that race. She is being endorsed by a lot of heavy hitters. So yeah, we'll see. So go vote your conscience. See how that works out. So that is the hey Spicy Original. Hey everybody coming in. Hey Sharice. That is the 4th congressional district in North Carolina. Hey, the Informed. All right. So those are our updates and our updates on the primaries for 2026. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, it's that time. Yes, our dear friend, the late great Larry Myers, is here to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we start off today. With the story that we brought to you yesterday with Texas Republican U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez. Now, a lot more details have come out. Remember, if you were not here yesterday, Tony Gonzalez, representative out of the great state of Texas, he's running. They have a primary a week from today. He's running for re-election. He was sleeping with a staffer. Shit got out of hand. Shit got haywire. He started pressuring this woman to the point where the story has come out. She was at home with her husband. She has a child. That child is 8 years old now. I don't know if the child is still 8 years, was at 8-year-old at the time. But she went outside and self-immolated, meaning she set herself on fire and ended her life. So people started to try to speculate and say, because Tony Gonzalez was coming out and said, oh, it wasn't all of that. You know, people trying to, this is, a political stunt, trying not to get me elected. The husband came out because the girl was married. Well, the woman was married. The husband came out and released the text messages between Representative Gonzalez and his wife, where he was pressuring this woman, telling her, yeah, you need to send me these new photos and stuff. It was a mess. It was a whole, and the husband said, I'm just releasing to y'all the stuff that I can release. I can't even release some of the other more sexually explicit and explosive text messages because I have a son and I don't want my son to see none of this about his mama. Now, more and more Republicans are now even coming out and say, yeah, bro, you need to go ahead and resign. Yeah, you need to go ahead and resign. Yeah, we ain't got this type of time. He done came out and said, that ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. He has resisted all growing calls for him to retire. I mean, resign. The woman set herself on fire. She set herself on fire. That don't matter. Damn that. We're in Trump's America. That probably makes me more electable. I'm just figuring that's probably what he says in his head. But he told reporters he was not going to resign. He said, quote, there will be opportunities for all of the details and facts to come out. What you've seen is not all the facts. End of quote. Well, the husband told us he didn't give us everything. Now, Speaker Mike Johnson, he dancing around it, pussyfooting around it because he don't have any votes to lose. He can't afford to lose no votes. So he's like, well, I'll talk to him. Yeah, he has to take it seriously. I'll have a conversation with him. Then he came out and say, well, he said, quote, in every case like this, you have to allow the investigation to play out and all the facts to come out. If the accusations of something is going to be the litmus for someone being able to continue to serve in the House, a lot of people would have to resign or be removed or expelled from Congress. End of quote. Now, Nancy Mace, who ain't shit herself, that bitch ain't shit herself. Nancy Mace, representative out of the great state of South Carolina, she announced that she has introduced a resolution to force the House Ethics Committee to publicly release its report and records of allegations of sexual harassment against members of Congress. Mhm. Now, Representative Gonzalez said that he was being blackmailed. And then he suggested in another post that he made on Sunday that he is the target of, quote, coordinated political attacks, end of quote. Now, he's running against, in the Republican primary in his district that's coming up this coming Tuesday. He's running against a guy named Brandon Herrera, who's a gun manufacturer and gun rights influencer. He has a YouTube page called the AK Guy. He has 4.2 million subscribers over there too, yet just so you know. Anyway, he narrowly lost in the in the primary leading up to the 2024 election. They say he lost by 400 votes. Only 400 votes in the 2024 runoff from that Republican primary in the 2024 election cycle. Now, of course, your president is endorsing Tony Gonzalez. Why? Because someone who may have sexually assaulted and sexually harassed a staffer moves up in Donald John's estimation. And then you have the extra added feat of causing the woman to set herself on fire and end her own life. Oh, you just went up exponentially in his barometer. Listen, my question is, when did the husband know about this? I don't know. Listen, Demetria, the text messages that we saw, he was kind of pressuring her, but it wasn't enough, I would deem, to make her do that. But the husband says he has a lot more, and he has not released them because for the sake of his child. But listen, I don't know. What looked weird to me was the husband made a post going in on Representative Gonzalez, right? However, In that post, he then pleaded with Donald John to remove his endorsement of Mr. Gonzalez. So what that says to me and sounds like to me is the husband and probably the wife was over here with these fucktards and people. Mhm. And the husband is over there appealing to Donald John to remove his endorsement of this guy and perhaps endorse some other fucktard that's going to try to strip us of rights. So I'm looking at the husband sideways as well, like the rest of y'all. Um, listen, I'm gonna let them figure this out over there on the right. The I don't think the woman should have her life ended, but the husband, I'm looking at you sideways because you over there appealing to Donald John. So okay, sir, go with God. Um, in other news, that really is a problem. Now this is a story that I'm gonna give a few minutes to. Okay. I'm going to give a few minutes to this story. All right. So, the young man that you see there, his name is Joshua Orta, Orta. Listen to this. The passenger in the car when Texas driver Ruben Ray Martinez was fatally shot back in March of last year, when he was shot by a federal immigration agent. Um, the only one passenger and witness to the fatal shooting of Ruben Ray Martinez is Joshua Orta, who you see pictured there. All right. Now, he gave a lengthy statement to lawyers that he gave to Ruben Martinez's family, which completely disputes the government's version of events. He's the only witness to this crime, or now I should say, was the only witness. He gave a statement to the lawyers for the Martinez family, and he was ready to testify against DHS and ICE officials in court based on what he knew as the only witness outside of DHS and federal immigration officials. Well, then there's this. He died this past Saturday in a fiery car crash in San Antonio. He was riding with he magically he got in a car crash this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, on Saturday, San Antonio police said a 25-year-old man was killed when he drove into a curved highway exit at a high rate of speed before losing control and slamming into a utility pole. Passengers were able to escape as the vehicle caught fire, but they were unable to pull the driver out. None of this sounds suspicious. None of this sounds suspicious, right? None of this sounds suspicious, right? Nobody's looking into this. Now, here's why they got issue with Joshua Orta. Remember, I told you Joshua Orta was riding with Ruben Martinez on a spring break trip when they came upon a group of local police and federal agents directing traffic around an accident at a busy intersection. In a statement issued on Friday, the Department of Home on a statement issued on Friday, the Department of Homeland Security alleged that Martinez, quote, intentionally ran over a Homeland Security investigation special agent, end of quote, thereby causing another agent to fire defensive shots to protect himself, his fellow agents, and the general public. The Associated Press and other media outlets only recently reported on the details of Ruben Martinez's death, which would mark at least 6 deadly shootings by federal officers since a coast-to-coast immigration crackdown began during Donald Trump's second administration. The DHS made no public disclosure for 11 months about the death of Ruben Martinez or the fact that federal immigration agents killed this man. According to the draft affidavit prepared following interviews back in September, Joshua Orta reportedly said that Ruben Martinez did not hit an officer with his vehicle, that their car was, quote, just crawling as we were trying to turn around, end of quote, and that a federal agent fired into the driver's side window from about 2 feet away without giving any warning, commands, or opportunity to comply. That's what Joshua Orta said last September. Let me repeat this. This past Friday, DHS finally decides that they want to talk about this and admit that their agents were the ones who pulled the trigger. That I just read to you that DHS this past Friday said that Ruben Martinez, quote, intentionally ran over a Homeland Security investigation special agent, end of quote, thereby causing another agent to fire defensive shots to protect himself, fellow agents, and the general public. That was released on Friday, right? This comes after I told you in September, Joshua Orta said none of that happened. We was over there barely even moving, crawling along because we were just trying to turn around and get out of the way. Man comes, don't even say nothing to us, and blows Ruben Martinez away through the driver's seat. And magically Saturday, Joshua Orta is dead. Y'all able to get everybody else out of the car except Joshua Orta, right? Joshua Orta, right? And so now this man is dead. Nobody see a problem with this, right? And then today, hey, Universal Goddess, today you got DHS now coming out saying, oh, we stand by our statement that he tried to run over a federal agent. Hey, Yana. Nobody sees a problem with this. DHS put a statement out Friday, some 11 months after they murdered Ruben Ray Martinez. The only living witness dies the next day. After months ago, he had already released a statement saying none of what the federal government says happened. So he's in this fiery car crash, right? Everybody else is magically able to get out of the car crash safely, except for him. Hey, Miss Bay Thang. Nobody sees any issues here, right? Nothing to see here. Excuse me. Unfortunately, this young man had his life taken from him and did nothing wrong. And unfortunately, yet another incident of ICE and federal immigration murdering another American citizen. Because Ruben Ray Martinez was an American citizen. Uh-huh. Where's the outrage? See, news, legacy news, media, all of the people on the blogs, y'all can't have selective outrage. We're burning down Congress when it's Renee Good, Alex Preddy. Keith Porter, y'all ain't got no smoke for that. Ruben Ray Martinez, nothing to see here. All American citizens, and these people are murdered in cold blood. And if you ask me, somebody gonna have to prove to me that Joshua Orta, the only living witness that can testify that this was not a murder at the hands of immigration agents, is magically dead and not by a murder homicide. Y'all gonna have to prove to me this wasn't a murder or homicide of some sort. A mess. A fucking mess. In more sugar spiky news. Of course, because they're not going to say anything. You're not going to hear about this. A Hispanic Latinx man losing his life, being murdered at the hands of ICE and federal immigration agencies, that's not headlines. That's nothing to see here. Hey, Ravine. In more sugar spiky news, because these bastards want us dead. They want us dead. The House failed to approve a bill that was crafted after last year's tragic mid-air collision near Washington, D.C., that would require all aircraft flying around busy airports to have key locator systems to prevent such crashes. The collision of an airliner and an Army helicopter killed 67 people last January of 2025. The National Transportation and Safety Board has been recommending such automatic dependent surveillance broadcast systems to be installed since 2008. The bill that already passed the Senate would have required aircraft to be equipped with a system that can receive data about the location of other aircraft. The complementary ADS-B out system that broadcasts an aircraft's location is already required. The families of the victims who died when an American Airlines jet collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter strongly supported the measure, and a number of them watched the vote from the House gallery. But the Airlines for American Trade Group, the military, and the major general aviation groups that represent business jets and small plane owners backed a competing and more comprehensive House bill that was just introduced last week. Tim Lilly, whose son Sam was the first officer on the airliner, said he's really disappointed, but he and other families will continue to press for meaningful reforms, and he hopes that will happen before the next tragedy. So the Senate had already passed the bill. NTSB, the National Transportation and Safety Board, have been recommending these devices to be in airliners since 2008. I said since 2008, 18 years ago. They recommended these devices, but they don't want it because airliners and companies that make airliners and companies that the airlines, airlines, stuff like that, Boeing and what's the other company, the other company that make the airplanes, I can't, Airbus, I think it's called, or whatever. They don't want no parts of this. So you're willing to put not just American citizens, yourselves, stupid ass Congress members, in harm's way, because some of you all fly more airplanes through major cities than the rest of the American public. So you bitches are willing to put even yourselves in harm's way. Hey, Miss E. Now, this is the Rotor Act. This is the Rotor Act. And thank you for bringing that up, Quake. Now, they were trying to get this through under a special process that would have fast tracked the bill. They would have needed more than 2/3 of the House to support it. There was 264 that voted for it, but 133 voted against it. But this is the Rotor Act. And for those people, Rotor is an acronym for the Rotorcraft Operations, Transportation, and Oversight Reform. I wonder how much money were paid to those 133 representatives that said, yeah, I don't want no parts of this. Again, the NTSB recommended this some 18 years ago. And you mean to tell me in the span of fucking 18 years, you rat ass bastards cannot do a fucking thing? Let's be clear. If it's 18 years ago in the year of our Lord, 2008, George W. Bush was the president in the year of our Lord, 2008, when these rat ass bastards first got this in Congress. So this is the failure of not just Republicans, but Democrats and Republicans alike, because these rat ass bastards do not give a damn about things like public safety, about all of these things that are important to us as citizens. The only thing that these fuck bitches care about is how much money can line their pockets. Mhm. Now, they said that the major concern is each one of these ADSB systems or whatnot costs $50,000 a piece. I don't give a fuck, because you fucking airline companies are making hundreds of billions of dollars a year. I mean, they're literally making tens of billions of dollars a year. So you telling me for each aircraft you got to pay $50,000, and you think that that's a problem for me? It's not. Let's be clear. Let me do this math. The average airplane, let's see, how many seats on the average commercial plane? There are between 160 and 169 seats on the average commercial airplane, right? A cheap ticket on a decent airline is about $250, right? I'm gonna just say $250. That's a regular price. I'm gonna say that's average. $250 times 169 is $42,250. right? Meanwhile, that one aircraft might do 5, 6, 7, 8 flights that day. So if I multiply that $42,250, even if I multiply that by 5, if I multiply that by 5, that's $211,250. And that's just one day out of 365. If I multiply that by 365, this is one aircraft. One aircraft. If I multiply that by 365, over the course of that year, that aircraft has made $77,106,250 over the course of that year. You only have to buy this thing one time, right? And you want to tell me that $50,000 is a problem? No, you're the fucking problem. Y'all done had 18 fucking years to figure this shit out. You could have been had the money in 18 years. Miss me with it. You people don't give a damn. You people do not give a damn about us. In other sugar spiky news, since we spiking the fuck out, since we're the fuck here, then let's sit in it. Legislation in the great state of Tennessee is now drawing sharp criticism for imposing the harshest punishment in the nation for an abortion. The state is one of at least 12 this year to address abortion access through legislation or ballot measures. Tennessee State Representative Jody Barrett and State Senator Mark Pody, both Republicans, drafted bills in their respective chambers to classify an abortion as first degree murder. Let me read that again for you. Tennessee State Representative Jody Barrett and State Senator Mark Pody, both Republicans, drafted bills in their respective chambers to classify an abortion as first degree murder. I should remind you that first degree murder is eligible for the death penalty as a punishment in the great state of Tennessee. This is not fiction. I'm not reading you some screenplay from some fictitious movie coming out. This is your country. All you fucking white women that ran y'all stinking asses over there to vote for these fuck bitches, y'all gonna have to wear this shit. Because just know they are controlling your bodies. Just know that they are controlling your bodies. Now, here's the part where I fucking lose it. Go to cities like Nashville, Memphis, Chattanooga, where you have huge black populations. We've talked about how over in Memphis, they have all of these AI and data centers that are now turning Memphis into a cancer alley. Meaning women, black women in particular, minority brown women in particular, who now become pregnant in those areas have more of a possibility of having issues medically in their pregnancy that could cost them their lives. Do these people give a fuck? They do not. Meanwhile, across town, all they want women to do is push out the kids. They're not going to give you a dime to pay for daycare for that kid. They're not going to give you a dime for childcare. They're not going to help you at all with prenatal care. They're not going to help you at all to pay a cent of your hospital bills. They don't care. They damn sure don't want you to get this child vaccinated. No parts of a vaccination schedule. They don't give a damn about paying for school lunches. They don't want you to get breakfast or lunch for that child when they're at school. They don't want you to have any of the fuck thing. They don't want any child labor laws for these kids. They want these children working in sweatshops. This is the country in which you live. And these fuck bitches continue to vote for these people. And they look at us like we're the ones that are crazy. And then they have the unmitigated gall to then run out there saying that they are Christians and we're the problem and they are sent from God above. This is the fuck shit that we're dealing with.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
I needed to take a moment. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. In more sugar spiky news, because the sugar spikes never the fuck end. Now, while this story is coming out of the great state of Texas, everyone from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, needs to pay attention. Texas voters who are going to the polls to do early voting are finding out that they're not registered, not because they didn't fill out the proper documentation in enough time, but because the Texas election system, be it the county board of elections, be it the state, be it the Texas Department of State, has not filled out, has not processed the paperwork. People stating that they have filled out voters registration as far back as last year. There are constituents in the great state of Texas that say, I filled out a voter registration form last year. In Texas, when you go to renew your driver's license, and correct me if I'm wrong, Quake, I believe in Texas, when you go fill out your driver's license, they make you renew your, make sure your voter registration is filled out. There are people who registered 5, 6, 7 months ago, and they go to vote, and they say, "Yeah, you're not registered." They call the county board of elections, and they say, "Yeah, we got your paperwork, but we're still processing it." So then they tell them, well, you can, in some counties, they're telling them you can fill out a provisional ballot, or they're telling them to come down to the county board of elections to fill out the ballot there or work out whatever issues there. Listen, I know in the great state of Florida and several other states, people who voted in the last election cycle go and check their voter registration and they're no longer on the rolls. I have personal family members that have done that. Thank you, Quake. I thought I was right. I set a reminder once a month on my phone. My day is the 7th of each month. I have a monthly reminder on my calendar. Check your voter registration, because they are doing their job behind the scenes, and they're expecting that we're not going to, they don't expect people to be checking on their voter registration. And why should we have to? We fill out the paperwork, we send it in, we do all of the things that y'all claim y'all want us to do. And then when we do what you all go through, all of the hoops and whistles that you tell us to go through, then it's the, oh, we haven't processed it yet. Oh, how convenient is that? There's a fucking election next week. The deadline to register to vote was February 2nd. These people registered way back last year. If you have not done so, check your voter registration. If you live in the great state of Georgia, there are several special elections coming up next month for some of those congressional seats, like Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat and a couple other seats in Georgia that they have to fill. Please go check your registration now. Don't wait till the last minute. Some of you all have primaries coming up much later, April, May, June. I know in Florida, yours is in August. Don't wait until then. Do it now, because these people just don't give a fuck. They're going to take this election whether or not you want them to. That's why I'm here. In more sugar spiky news, well, they're supposed to have the World Cup here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That ain't going the way they want it. Local officials told the House Homeland Security Committee today that the ongoing partial government shutdown may make it significantly harder to coordinate security for the World Cup. Homeland Security Secretary Dat Bitch Christie this past Sunday halted the dispersal of non-emergency federal grants managed by the Federal Emergency Management Agency in the name of prioritizing disaster response during the shutdown. The move affects the counterterrorism and security grants that FEMA distributes. Mike Sena, the president of the National Fusion Center Association, which represents the state-based centers which link local law enforcement with federal intelligence agencies, said the pause in FEMA money has not yet affected actual operations, but that it could do so soon. He said, quote, "We don't know if and when we will get funding to continue operations. So the longer they are not around and not at their desk and working one of these problems, the longer we don't know what is going to happen with the money we need to execute for these World Cup games." End of quote. Witnesses also said that FEMA delays in dispersing money predate the shutdown. Predate the shutdown. Predate the shutdown. Ray Martinez, the chief operating officer for the Miami Host Committee, told the committee that even before the shutdown, Miami had not received any of the funds it was allocated under the One Big Beautiful Build. Well, isn't that interesting? Mr. Martinez said, quote, "We are 107 days out from the tournament. Within the next 30 days is the drop dead date. Without receiving this money, it could be catastrophic for our planning and coordination." End of quote. Y'all thought this was going to go well with these idiots in office? Again, they're going to try to blame this on the partial government shutdown levied by right now on the DHS. But the man just told you before this shutdown even came, we hadn't received a fucking dime before this shutdown even happened, and we were supposed to have already received money from the One Big Beautiful Bill. Mm-hmm. Now they're saying that when that bitch Christie changed the process in DHS, where any contract over $100,000 had to be personally approved by her, it caused delays in getting local authorities federal funds. They're also saying this could cause a problem with their beloved America 250 celebrations that they're planning for this summer. Burn it to the ground. I hope this shit goes horribly. I hope it goes horribly. I hope people lose money. I hope this entire country and this administration is embarrassed. I don't feel no ways about it. I ain't gonna mix no words. So I don't feel no types of way about it. Moving on. In our last sugar spiky story of the day. Well, isn't this something? The man you see right there is Corey DeAngelis. That's his government name. Some may know him as Seth Rose. Now, you may know him by Seth Rose if you went down to xnxx.com or pornhub.com or boyfriend.tv and searched his name under the category gay. Now, we don't have a problem with sex workers. We love sex workers over here. Listen, sex work is work for us. But then there's this. The Heritage Foundation. Oh, yes, that Heritage Foundation. The ones that authored Project 2025 that want to do away with any rights for the LGBTQ plus community. That one. They announced this past Thursday that they had hired Corey A. DeAngelis, a prominent anti-LGBTQ plus right-wing advocate for privatizing education. They said they had hired him as a research fellow in their Center for Education Policy. Again, he's a prominent anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ plus right-wing advocate for privatizing education. Yeah, he's one of those MAGA nuts. Now, he's the same MAGA nut who had to come out, a couple years back when he was dog walking the LGBTQ plus community. The girls gathered him and said, hey, boo, ain't this you? Getting your back blown out, getting your womb plunged, getting your back cracked. The girls say they called you Samuel the girls say they call you Seth Rose because you may have been known for having a good rosebud. I'll spare you the gory details of what a rosebud is. I'll spare you all the gory details of what a rosebud is, down to the gay porn. Your stomachs may not be able to handle it. Don't Google, do not Google it. Don't ask. If you go over there and Google it, that's on you. That's your be warned. I told you not to go over there and Google rosebud in gay porn. I told you that. Anyway, he is also listed as a contributor to Project 2025. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. He claims that, oh, that was during my college years when I needed money. He was fired from the American Federation for Children, which is a conservative anti-public education group. He was listed as a senior fellow because I told you he's anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ plus, and he wants to privatize education. So he was a senior fellow for them until the girls put his business out there, and they say, "Yeah, we can't have that over. We can't. Oh, you over there getting your back cracked? Oh, you over there making rosebuds for the people? Yeah, we can't have that over here. Uh-huh. No, 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 no. And they fired him. Uh-huh. The ultra conservative anti-public education group known as American Federation for Children. They fired him. Well, the Heritage Foundation said, "Oh, I think we could do something with him." Mr. DeAngelis, Seth Rose. You please don't go over there thinking that they're letting you have a position over there down to the Heritage Foundation because they want to hear what you have to say. Oh, they want your mouth open, but it ain't to speak. Hmm. They want to put something else in your mouth. You'll be the fluffer for the Heritage Foundation. That'll be your job. Uh-huh. Anyway, moving on. It's time for our video breakdowns of the day. Here's the first one.
If you know what this is, you're officially old. I don't know what the fuck that is. 19. What the fuck is this? A bottle? What the fuck? A bottle of lotion?
Again, I had no idea what it was either, sir. Now I looked in the comments and they said that that's like glue that they used to use back in the day, like when you was in kindergarten and first grade. When I was in kindergarten and first grade, we used paste. They didn't let us have glue. We used paste, the kind that you could eat. What happened to kindergartners and first graders using paste? Because that's what you use. It was safer. I could eat the shit when I was in kindergarten. We didn't use whatever this was. They made us use paste. I'm just saying. Sir, I didn't know what it was either. You ain't alone. But everybody in the chat knew what it was. We didn't use that when I was in school. We used paste, which had a distinct taste to it. It wasn't nasty though. Don't ask me how I know. Here's our next video breakdown.
Blue, rare, medium, medium well, well done.
Wrong. That is alive, sleeping, injured, raw, cooking. Well done.
Now listen, I'm a medium rare. Okay. I've never had blue. I've had some I have ordered steak rare because some people mess up medium rare. And so I've gone places that ordered stuff rare. I've never ordered stuff blue. That I have not done. But I have done when I order a steak, it's a medium rare. I'm just saying. Lady T, I didn't have it in my area. They didn't have blue like that. Medium is as low as you go. No, I need a medium rare. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't want cold. I don't want cold. I need medium rare. Now I need I need a little red in the middle. Uh-huh. I don't want it rare. I want it red and hot in the middle. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know blue is still cold. I can't do the cold in the middle. Yeah, I can't. I do medium rare. Yeah, I call me whatever. I eat medium rare. Do. And here's our last video breakdown.
Will be effectively bringing into effect the agreement that will save TikTok and ensure that.
Wait a second, did you see what I just saw? Let's take a closer look at that signature. Let me clean it up a little bit here and... I knew it. I knew it.
A mess. A mess. A mess. Those are our video breakdowns for the day. Hope you enjoyed. As we belly flop out of the sugar spike segment and deeper into the dossier, Rosie O'Donnell finds herself in the news. Rather, her daughter does. So her daughter, Chelsea O'Donnell, is accused of touching a man's genitals. Without his permission. She got thrown in jail. According to TMZ, they said they got a written report by the state of Wisconsin Department of Corrections. And that Chelsea O'Donnell was on probation for various arrests that took place in 2023 over alleged child neglect and drugs. The Department of Corrections report says that she allegedly touched a man's genitals without his permission. Authorities say she was driving a car and she was allegedly driving a car, and the alleged victim was in the back seat on the passenger side. The report says that she reached back and touched the man's inner thigh. Quote, after pushing her hand away, Miss O'Donnell then touched his genitals. End of quote. And that's according to the report. She allegedly got upset that he turned her down. Did. They said, the report says she then began to drive erratically and didn't pay attention to the road. They made her into a program or something like that, where she had to agree to obtain permission before engaging in romantic dating or sexual relationships as a part of entering the program. But then they say she engaged in numerous sexual relationships from July 2025 to to September 2025. When officials spoke to her, she denied she assaulted the man. According to the official, she said everything done was consensual, but did not admit to having sexual relations with 4 others and meeting someone through a dating app. Ma'am, you can't just be touching on people. You put your hands on that man in a thigh. He moved it. You went and touched his whole dick. You went and get a piece of the rock. You had to go grab a piece of the rock, right? So you driving with one hand, reaching back with the other hand to grab on somebody's dick. Now I'm thinking, don't you got to turn your head to reach for? Shouldn't you be driving? Now, I've been known to grab a crotch to somebody if they're right there in the passenger seat. You know, I've been known to have the menses, they whip it out and want you to stroke it. I could do 2 things at once. I could drive and stroke it while you in the passenger seat. But if you in the back seat passenger seat, good, that's a lot of maneuvering. Don't look at me crazy because some of y'all women put on a complete beat and a complete makeup with both hands while driving. I done seen y'all do it. So don't look at me crazy. I done seen y'all women with both hands doing a full beat while driving on the highway on the way to work. Not one hand on the fucking wheel. Don't do me. Do not do me. Oh, she was using the rear view mirror. But do it go down that far? Because you got the rear view mirror got to go down to the crotch area. Girl, I don't know. Girl, I don't know. Yeah, mama, what that means is you ain't cute enough. If you was cute enough, dude might not have gave a damn. But look at how you look, ma'am. You ain't all that cute. And so he looked at you. If you don't get your head the fuck off me, yeah. What he said is, you too ugly for words, so don't touch me. That's what basically he said. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You go over there and talk to him. Don't look at me. Look at Ravine. Uh-huh. Are you a culprit? You be over there putting on a full beat? Girl, boom. They want y'all to know Portia got evicted. The bitch ain't shit. Portia ain't shit. Okay? Ain't shit. We been told y'all she ain't shit. I don't feel no types of ways about it. Good. Throw her ass out. That's what you get for turning your hair salon, whatever, into a place where you want to do revenge porn on people. I feel no types of way about it. When you out here trying to enact revenge porn on people at the opening of your establishment, then it's all downhill from there. They say she owes $87,976. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Over unpaid rent and utilities. A Georgia judge ordered her to pay her company More Vision Media to pay $43,988 by late February, and another $443,988.67 by late March. They also ordered that Kenya pay around $5,500 a month in rent, or until or at least or unless she ends up vacating the premises. Ma'am. Oh, there's more. A couple of weeks after the judge made the decision, the landlord claimed that Kenya's company failed to pay the first installment of the court's deadline and demanded possession of the property immediately. The court is yet to rule on the request. I mean, she ain't got no money coming in nowhere. Do she work anywhere in America? Ain't nobody going to her raggedy ass salon. I mean, she don't have the best wigs or the best hair. She don't have the best wigs or the best hair. She don't have the best wigs or the best hair. So ain't nobody coming down to that raggedy ass establishment to get nothing from her. Nope. She ain't got no other job nowhere in the goddamn America. What is she doing? She can't pay that damn money. She ain't working for Bravo no more. I mean, maybe she making some Tubi movies. Baby, I don't know. I know exactly where her salon is. It's over there in Chambly. It ain't that far. I could take about a 20-25 minute ride and get over there if it ain't no traffic. They said she ain't paid rent since December 2024. That's over a year. They said she ain't paid rent since December 2024. She ain't got no job nowhere in America, and ain't nobody coming to that bullshit. Anyway, we never liked her anyway. I'm just saying. Moving on. In our last sugar spike, I'm not supporting shit. I never liked her ass. In our last sugar spiky story of the day, while the men's hockey team who won gold at the Olympics is over there partying it up with CashApp. CashApp is over there, like he was on the goddamn team over there, spraying champagne on himself and on people, dancing in the locker room like he did any the fuck thing to get this gold medal, and they getting flued out on military planes and shit to go meet with Donald John, because there's a whole bunch of racist, misogynistic, MAGA nuts on the fucking U.S. hockey team and in hockey locker rooms across America. The women's soccer team, hockey team, which also won gold, said, yeah, we're not having no parts of that shit. We won't be there. We won't be going. They were all, because the men's hockey team is supposed to be at the State of the Union tonight. The women's hockey team said, yeah, we don't want no parts of you bitches. None. The men's hockey team taking phone calls with the president, talking about, yeah, I guess we got to invite the women's hockey team since they want to, as if they ain't want to. And so the women's hockey team said, bitch, we weren't coming anyway. Fuck. Nobody want to hang around y'all lame asses anyway. Bitch, go somewhere and die slowly and leave us the fuck out of it, you raggedy bitches. I'm paraphrasing, but I envision that's what they said. Yeah, the women said, nah, bruh. Nah, we ain't here for that fuck shit. Kudos to the women's hockey team, which has a history of winning gold. Whereas the men, this is the first time they don't won it since God was a child. I don't think they won since the Miracle on Ice back in 1980. Bitches ain't won shit. I don't care about that heifer. She over there disrespecting other black women by having whole ass revenge porn in the goddamn opening of the damn salon. She need to respect herself and other black women too. I don't care. Anyway, that's the dossier for today. I know we late for Really Be. Let me go ahead and set up this redirect, because she gonna Ravine. Don't you go your ass over there to Really Be and try to snitch on me. We not having no parts of that, Ravine. Do not take your ass over there and try to snitch on us. Okay? Do not take your ass over there and be trying to snitch on us. Again, don't carry your ass over there, Ravine, and try to snitch on me. Ain't no kisses. I know she is, Tracy. You know she finna go over there. I'm just saying. Anyway, to remember, tomorrow we'll be on Twitch only. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday is Twitch only. So please come see us. We gonna have, y'all know we have a good time over down to the Twitch, because we can say whatever we want over there, and we can even play music over there. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. I thank y'all so much for being around here with me. I'm about to get out of here. I'll be on Darren Green. Let me see if I can find his channel real fast. Hold on, y'all. So I could put it in the chat. All right, we'll be on Darren's channel tonight. Here is the link. Tonight, I believe we'll be at either 9 or 9:30. I'll try to post it on my community wall or in the members only chat, but it's probably gonna be 9:30. So look for us. We'll be talking Potomac reunion and Married to Medicine. That's all I got for y'all until tomorrow on Twitch only. That's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later tonight.